Bonjour Philippe, you came to Paris, and we can see now there's a dramatic change in the art market, and you have formed a new company.
Yes.
New perspective on the art market, on the market.
New Perspectives Art Partners, your NPAP. It's
Okay.
going to be it is a great new company, and we're very excited.
Okay, so tell me, what's going on with that?
So I'm thrilled that we brought together 5 of us who have worked together and known each other, especially 4 of us. Ed Dolman, who worked with me at Christie's and was former CEO of Christie's, and then Phillips, and then the Qatari Museum Authority. Brett Gorvey, the superstar of the contemporary world from the 2010 to 2020
But
or so.
he keeps on with Dominique?
He still stays on with Dominique in his role there, but this is the company has Paddy Wong, the powerhouse of Asia, ex-chairman of Sotheby's, Philip Hoffman, powerhouse of the Fine Art Group,
Who is
and
this Philip Hoffman?
exactly ex-Christie's youngest, whatever I was when I was 27, Ed Dolman and Alex Dolman, who's a bit of a superstar in the Middle East and has played a very interesting role in the Middle East. So the 5 of us have come together and supported by the Fine Art Group, who are going to who will be providing services like lending, any art investment funds, valuations, and any of the back office. So the team of about 80 working in the Fine Art Group are there to support anything that New Perspectives Art Partners wish to do.
But you say it's new, so what is new about it?
What's new?
It doesn't sound new.
It sounds very new because never before have 5, what I would say, top talent of the art market come together to play a sort of consultancy, McKinsey-style role for art collectors.
So what is McKinsey style?
So McKinsey style means I want to rethink my art collection. I want to sell my art collection. I want my children to inherit a different art collection. I want to build an art collection. I want to work out how strategically I should gift this collection. I want to exhibit it. I want to create a private museum. I want to create a museum. I want to create an art investment fund around my dreams. And or I've got a problem, what do I do with this part of my collection? If I'd like to sell just one group, what would you advise? And really, the 5 of us, certainly 4 of us, have got 35 years of experience each. So
But it's new?
140 years of experience.
This is new?
This is brand new because you name anywhere in the world where they pulled together those 5 people with the talent and background they have and the experience they have, all prepared to work together as a partnership. Just doesn't exist. There are lots of big egos in the art world, and very few of them are prepared to work together. And even we all looked at, the Pace Aquavella Gagosian partnership. It lasted whatever it was. Lasted the one sale, and after that they found it difficult to work together. The joy of this is that I've worked with Ed Dolman for 35 years. I've worked with Brett Gorvey for 35 years. I've worked with Paddy as a partner and known her for 30. She's been in the business 35 years. And Alex Dolman, who's a great star of the Middle East, adds that final complement. And to add to that, what I built with the Fine Art Group is now the biggest advisory company in the world, with footsteps and offices now in Hong Kong, New York. We just moved to Rockefeller Center next to Christie's, to Belgium. We hired the head of Christie's, the head of Sotheby's Belgium, to join us. And now we've got out of the 80 plus staff, I think 40 to 50 are ex-Sotheby's and Christie's staff with who I've known and watched and worked with over the last 20 years.
But what I hear is some geographical specialist.
Yes.
Great specialist, but
Yeah.
geographical. But now there's a new state of mind in the art market.
There's a new state of mind. Our clients want to buy, they want to sell, they want to rethink. And the model of the old auction houses and the dealers are very cumbersome. and they're unwieldy, and you're dealing with, each one you're dealing with 1,500 staff at Christie's and Sotheby's, and here you're dealing with 5 top people, and really we're just dealing with the top 500 clients in the world, top 1,000 clients in the world, really the superstar collectors or the ones who want to be superstar collectors.
So it means what in terms of budget, for example?
It means, there is no budget. It's where people say, look, I want to do something innovative. I want to hire the best people on the planet. I want to use people who actually understand, who are transparent, who've got a good reputation, and who know their way around the art market. And we've just give you an example. One of our clients, many people think they know all the art market. They think it's so simple. And even after 35 years, I, Philip Hoffman, don't know anything about art. I've just happened to have been in the market for 35 years. I've dealt with huge clients, but you realize how little you know by being in the market for so long. So one of my clients bought a Monet. He said, look, it's discounted from 10 million to 6. I've got the cash, I'll buy it now. And I said, look, let's send our art expert, Guy Jennings, who was ex-Christie's, to go and have a look at it. He said, no, I fear you'll take the deal away from me or I'll lose it. So I'm going to buy it now for 6 million. It's an absolute bargain of a cash deal. It's sold at Christie's for 10. So I said, I wouldn't do that until it's checked. And he said, no, I'm doing the transaction now. Come and check it next week. We went and had a look. Surprise, surprise, the picture was the one that sold at Christie's, but he hadn't done his homework. He hadn't checked it out. It had fallen off the wall. It was smashed in 5 places. The insurers had paid out 10 million. They'd sold it to a dealer for 1 million. He'd had 100,000 of restoration done. And this client bought it for 6 million. So he asked Guy what it was worth. And Guy said, it's worth exactly 0.
But that can be done by any serious expert or dealer.
Yes, it can be. But it's knowing your way around that market and knowing what the opportunities are and what to avoid, and having a top team. So the second thing this team can do is geographically placed. We're in the Middle East, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, basically global, at the very top end. So a client who wants to buy or sell something privately can do it extremely discreetly through New Perspectives Art Partners, and we can access from the top 1,000 or 2,000 collectors, and we can sell to the top 2,000
But you
collectors.
said 500 collectors.
There are 500 key collectors that we're focused on, but between us, we probably know the top 2,000 collectors in the world. We've handled them in our times at Sotheby's and Christie's over the last 35 years.
So if I'm not part of the 2,000, can I show you my money?
Yes, you can. Of course you can. We'll work with any client who wants a professional approach, who wants that global network, and who wants confidentiality and discreet handling.
And you are not under. You already have clients who are not clients from Fine Art Group.
Yes, we've already been approached by a number of clients. We launched this 2 weeks ago. I think we've had 10 clients approach us already who want us to transact very serious, very top-end transactions, very discreetly.
And how shall they pay you?
They pay us some of them decide that they want to pay us a retainer. Some of them will decide that they want to pay us a transaction fee. We're completely flexible. We don't have, if you look at the auction house model, they charge 27% buyer's premium, up to 10% seller's commission, so it's 37%. And on $10 million of transactions, you might be paying 3.7 million in fees. And with New Perspectives or the Fine Art Group, the fees might be anywhere between 5 and 10% maximum.
And if I'm Patty Wong or Brett Gorvey, what's interesting for me? Why is it interesting for me to bring my client to the group?
Because Paddy Wong or Philip Hoffman or Brett may have a client who wants to sell a Richter in New York, but don't have a client who wants to buy it in Hong Kong. And between the 5 of us, we sit down every week. We have a structure.
In New York?
Yeah, we have Lisa Lafer, who's coordinating,
You make a Zoom every week?
We make a Zoom every week, tomorrow, Tuesday, 12:30, every week, and we go through the deals that are on the table, what's being proposed, and if a let's say a trust and estate wants to sell, and they've got a major collection that needs really clever thinking, because when people on a death, you might have some great impressionists, you might have some furniture, you might have some amazing jewelry, you might have a Stradivarius violin, and maybe an auction house is a great answer. But right now, the auction houses are realizing low estimate minus 10%, maybe low estimate. So the frizz and the excitement of an auction has completely vanished. When I consigned to an auction house, I'll take a low estimate on the basis that there'll be lots of bidders and that my low estimate might make 50% more, 100% more, 500% more. Right now, you see zero.
Because we are in between art market. The new value have not been settled already.
Correct, but transactions are taking place in the private market at a completely different level, and the issue is clients are finding that you can sign something, and then the estimate let's say is 5 million, and then the month before it comes down to 4.5 million, and the week before it comes to 4.2 million, on the day it sells for 3.6 million, and you're 1.5 million, 1.
But you represent also the buyer.
Who?
You.
No, so we're saying what we're doing is handling these transactions privately, discreetly, and we just produce a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clients we'll target. That's it. So there's none of this. Some of the galleries mass market. They get a work and suddenly it becomes viral. Everybody in the art market knows it exists. We're absolutely very focused on discretion. Very few clients ever get to see the works of art, and it's very much at the top end.
So you want to create a kind of dream team of the top end art market?
I don't want to create it. I've created it. We've created it.
But is it the best period for that?
It's a fantastic period. I've never been busier. Our businesses are profitable. It's with the amount
already
of,
after 2 weeks.
Yes, we've already got deals on the table that super interesting, and things that we would never get approached for. And some of our clients said, Philip, Paddy, this is the team that I really like. It's refreshing. They've known us for like 20 years, 30 years. So we're all well known for what we've done in the past. We've all got the same ethics of a handshake is a deal, and honesty and transparency is essential. And we all like each other. And so actually clients like the fact that, the very top end, we've got effectively 4 or 5 CEOs or chairmen of the world's biggest art businesses partnering, which is a bit like getting the head of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and Bank of America, the CEOs, all to work together. They never did.
But sometimes there will be some issues. For example, to sell a painting, Brett having to choose between to sell it through Lévy-Gorgey or to sell it through you.
Absolutely, and the same is the fine art. So our clients will decide what they want. So they say, look, we'd like you to try it first with a small group. But a lot of our clients want that global access, and if the fine art group can't provide that for what we think is the right client target, we bring it to New Perspectives, and it becomes a team deal. And
But if I would be Dominique Lévy, I would be a bit upset, no?
I think she's very happy with how it's been set out, and we've got very good ground rules, and everybody is completely 100% comfortable with the way we structured it.
And what do you think more generally about the change of value in the art market and some people being so tired? In June I interviewed, for example, Schwartzman, and he said the art market is tired. Alan Schwartzman.
So he's also a partner with us.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't say it.
We had a partnership with Alan. We've added the Fine Art Group. We've added Tad Smith, former CEO of Sotheby's. We've added Paddy Wong, who chairs the Fine Art Group, as well as being part of New Perspectives. We've added Ken Citron, Chief Operating Officer of Christian Sotheby's. We've added Michael McKinley from Sotheby's.
No, but Alan, what does he
And
do for
Alan
you?
is a partner who works with us on artists' estates and museum.
But for the
strategy
Fine Art Group or for
with
the new
with the Fine Art Group, and we will be working with him in both capacities.
Okay, so it
And he's
means
part of the. We have a group of people that we completely trust. So with new perspectives, for instance, the Fine Art Group has shareholding with the Paddy Wong and Associates, with the New Perspective Art Partners, and we work collaboratively with
so
Alan Schwartz.
he said the art market is tired.
Yes.
Less buyers, less new buyers.
Yeah, and well,
So what do you think about that?
I think that this is a cycle we've gone through. I've seen it. I've been in the market since 1989. I joined Christie's as CFO when I was 27 and was involved in running a business when I was 29. So I've been involved in the art business for 35 years. I've seen 5 or 6 cycles. If you look at 2008, and it was deathly in December after Lehman's. And then in 2010, we had Giacometti Walking Man make 104 million. Look, people get exhausted, tired, interest rates are high, there's uncertainty with the tariffs, the stock market's been volatile. When interest rates come down by a couple of percentage points, probably to instead of 4.5 to 2 or 2.5, there will be the collectors. There are so much wealth transfer going on that there are collectors in new, not necessarily the same thing as making record prices. There'll be new art or other artists that will do incredibly well.
Contemporary art or modern?
There'll be, look, if you look at the last 500 years, in every century there are 10 or 20 artists that have persevered all the way through. We saw Canaletto make 43 million the other week from the 1740s, 1760s. We see Rembrandt still making potentially 200
Yeah, but
million.
this is non-human scale, 500 years.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking about the future, the near future of us human beings.
I think that we're seeing a generational shift of what clients want. The money is really, our biggest clients are in their 40s and 50s, and they have made their money out of tech or out of private equity or venture capital or hedge funds or selling their businesses. And whereas when I joined Christie's in 1989, all the sellers and the main clients were the aristocracy of France, UK, Germany, etc.
And today?
And today that's non-existent. That business is peanuts. The business is a Rothko, a Bacon, a Richter, Twombly, Frankenthaler, Warhol. And yes, there's cycles. Warhol, we had 2 examples of disaster at the auctions as according to the press, the Giacometti that was withdrawn or didn't sell at 70 million, the Warhol that was withdrawn at
Was
30
it
million.
really a catastrophe, the Giacometti? Because it was not so bad for the business of Sotheby's, in fact. They didn't lose money.
I think it's probably a pretty drastic decision to launch that. I mean, when I've been running an auction house when I was at Christie's, we never allowed a top lot to fail to sell. The message to the market is a poor message. It either shows lack of understanding of your clients on the buying side or misleading your clients on the selling side. And there is a loss. There's a loss to the seller in that, as we all know, if a work of art doesn't sell at auction at, let's say, 100, the next day its probably value is 70 or 80.
Do you think it works like that for Giacometti?
I think it works like that in every art world.
So you think that there's an devaluation of Giacometti's culture now?
No, not a devaluation of that Giacometti, a devaluation of an unsold work at a major auction.
But it was for charity. He didn't care. I've been told the guy didn't care.
Look, at the end of the day, the charity loses out. I mean, it's sad. And it was unprofessional, and it's not how we like to handle things. And we wouldn't advise our clients to put a work in with the wrong estimates with a view that it's not. That it's
Don't
never
you
gonna
think
sell.
it's a kind of new pratique, a new fashion?
I think it's a unprofessional fashion, and I've been in this business for 35 years. I've advised clients honestly, professionally, and I've said, this is what we think the right price should be. If you want to go for auction, go that route. If you want to go private sale, go this route. If you want to go through a dealer, this route. And then New Perspectives will negotiate those fees for you and make sure that you get the right fee for the
So
right
it was a
work.
big mistake.
Yes.
And what was the second example?
Well, the Warhol again came in at too high an estimate.
What
And they had to-
Warhol?
I think it was the Last Supper at 30 million, if I remember correctly. And they withdrew it, no bids, and it should have been around the $20 million. And okay, you can try a certain amount of risk, but not for your top lot. You should. But you know, if you look at, I think Art Tactic came out with a report last week, which says something like 73% of every lot in the contemporary and modern sales being guaranteed. And that's again a sad state of affairs for and most of that went to the guarantor. Sad state of affairs for an auction.
But
This is no longer
the
an auction.
Giacometti was not guaranteed, at least.
No, I mean, I would have, if I was advising the client, I'd either say have a guarantee or have a very low estimate.
And so all that means that the prices are going down and down, even for the very classic.
No, I think
Modern.
look, I think we're seeing world record prices for top quality works, but you don't see them at auction. You see them done privately, and that's what Patty Wong and Brett and Philip Hoffman and Ed Dolman and Alex are doing.
But China is not feeling so well now.
But China's not the market. China's maybe 10% of the market. Patty Wong is buying, as we've seen at the auctions, and she's buying privately. And Brett and myself and
What do you think about the market in Middle East?
look, it's a very complicated market. It's slow. Abu Dhabi are building obviously got the Guggenheim and the Louvre, and they're very clever. They're very careful. They're very cautious. They buy, and it takes perhaps 6 or 9 months to make a large transaction with Abu Dhabi.
You have done transaction with them?
Our team have done transactions with them, yes.
Qatar?
And our team have done transactions with Qatar. Obviously, Ed Dolman was chairman of the Museums Authority of Qatar.
What about Saudi?
And yes, I mean, our team again have dealt with Saudi and deal with Saudi. And again, they've all got their objectives, and they're being very cautious in the way they handle transactions. And anybody who thinks that there's just a load of wild money out there chasing everything is it's not true. They are very well advised. They're very well thought through, and they don't want to look like they're fools paying far too much money for a work of art, and they're buying selectively and slowly. So there's no rush.
Are you going to announce some big transaction you are going to do?
We look in the fine art group. We've never announced any transactions.
And what about the new structure?
I don't think there's. I mean, clients know that we've acted for some of the biggest clients, or the market knows we've acted for some of the biggest clients in the world. Paddy Wong, Brett, Ed, myself, Alex. We've transacted for the top 500 clients in the world already. We don't need to talk about what we've done.
That's a shame for us.
It is a shame for the journalists, but I don't think, clients don't want everybody to know what wine they're drinking, what food they're eating, what pictures they're hanging on the wall. It's none of anybody's business. They've earned the money in their hard work, and they decide to spend it. It's not my job to make it public knowledge.
Okay.
And that's probably the forte. I mean, the reason why we're working with some of the world's biggest banks in the US and some of the biggest family offices is because of discretion, confidentiality, and transparency, and low fees. We set a new standard.
Really?
Yes.
Low fees?
Yes.
What is low fees?
Well, compared to what the transaction cost at auction of 37% is, a fee of anywhere between 2 and 10% is low.
Okay, but they
And
do
we may charge no fee because we're on a retainer.
auction house do private deals too, no?
Yeah, but they still use the auction premium as the base for that transaction.
Really?
That might be my understanding.
Merci, monsieur.